back to And Just Like That, Mother-Daughter Recap. Callie here, and I am back with my lovely mother who just celebrated a birthday, Philly. Say hi, Philly.
Hi, everybody. 1 year older.
1 year older. Everyone got a real kick out of you showing up to my stream.
I want you to know that I changed my name. And so now on everything Google it says Philly, Callie's mom.
Yeah, that's good. That's better. I was like, Mom.
I don't know the etiquette yet. I'm just learning. I'm
I
just
know.
learning.
Baby steps, right?
Baby steps.
So today, ooh, I lost you.
I know, sorry, I
Oh no,
got a
you're good.
call. I just declined it because you're more important,
I am. So
luckily.
today we are going to be going over episode 2, Little Black Dress of And Just Like That. I am going to say I've been watching some interviews and little articles here and there. Like, it just feels like the writers are just like stroking their own egos. They don't answer any questions that are asked of them. Like, one of the questions was, like, what do you have to say about the show being too woke?
Mm.
Cynthia Nixon never answered the question. It was like she took the politician like route and just went around and just started speaking a bunch of like nonsense, but never answered the question.
Who's asking her the question?
Oh God, what's his name? He's always doing the reunions of the Real Housewives.
Oh, yes. Ah, and of course I watched the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it called like Watch
After,
What Happens?
yes, watch what happens. Oh, so she was on there.
Yeah, and so was Sarah Jessica Parker, who her Sarah Jessica and oh my God, I can't think of his name. Oh, I forgot to go to
The computer score.
IMDb.
So while you're looking that up, speaking of Miranda, I started watching Gilded Age,
Yeah.
and she's a character on that show. And oh my God,
Is she the same?
so well, I'm going to say she is not the Miranda from Sex in the City, but she might be the Miranda from And Just Like That.
See,
Mm-hmm.
like I get it. She's been doing, the acting thing for a long time. Maybe she's just like she just got to a point where she's like, "You know what? I'm done. I'm just going to take characters that are just like me and call
But
it a
it's
day."
not like her. But it's not like her. In
It's
that
not like
show, she's a
Cynthia Nixon?
right. It's not like Cynthia Nixon.
Oh, cuz
It's more like
that's
Miranda, the way that I feel like she is in just like I feel like she's kind of a weak character and she plays like a spinster sister, who's living off of her, her older sister because she never got married. Because, it's a period show, it's back in, I don't know,
well,
early New York,
Well, I'm saying that Miranda's character and Just Like That is acting more like Cynthia Nixon than Miranda because Miranda is not Cynthia Nixon. Oh, you know what? I'm remembering his name now. It's Andy Cohen, right? Yeah, Andy Cohen.
oh, yes, Andy Cohen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the one that all the girls are going onto his show, and apparently him and Sarah Jessica Parker are like real life friends.
Hmm.
So of course a lot of the questions were tamed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Andy Cohen. Still
And
remember when Teresa pushed him.
oh my God, yeah.
It was the best.
That got physical.
He still brings it up every now and then. Remember when you pushed me on the reunion show?
Oh, I bet he does. That was probably when he was like, "All right, I've made it."
Yep.
So he's
Yep,
gonna
because
bring it up.
Teresa.
He's gonna bring it up every time.
Yes. Well, okay, I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's like little clips. You don't have to like look up the entire show, but it's just
Hmm.
like the writers. They do these like commentary or podcasts about the writing process, and it's just them stroking their egos. They don't answer any questions like of like why they're doing what they're doing, what made them make this choice. It just it like
I say, what made them make the choice? Why do we make choices in our lives? Money.
yeah, yep, exactly.
Oh, I've gotten a show lately. Maybe I'll rehash that old show. What was that
Yeah.
called?
Oh yeah, everyone's coming back. Let's just light this dumpster on fire.
Yep.
It's gonna make
Yep.
money.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised in, I guess the opening. part of the show where her son is having sex in the bedroom with his girlfriend, and I was thinking to myself, did I ever? I mean, come on, I have three adult children, and I'm thinking, did I ever hear any of you ever have sex in the house? And actually, I didn't. I never
Okay.
have.
Okay, that
Did I?
I don't know because I was thinking the same thing because yeah, the second episode, which is so honestly, it's really fucking disturbing. I really don't need to see two teenagers riding ride 'em cowboy or whatever the fuck Brady was saying. And I was thinking to
Oh, that's
myself,
right.
yeah, it's like, oh, ride 'em cowgirl, ooh, like, oh, so like graphic, and it's like, why do we need to see two minors going at it? Like, I don't get. Like, they could have just started the episode with hearing a banging noise, and then cut to
Hmm.
Miranda and Steve's room. We know what's happening. We don't need to see it.
Right. Oh, you're right. You're right.
But I
Oh my God.
wondered, like, oh my god, did mom ever hear me? when I was young.
Never. I honestly, that's what I was trying to think to myself because I'm not stupid. I know it was happening, but I don't remember. But I know I can sleep through anything.
Anything.
So I'm sure you guys waited till I went to bed and probably listened to see if I was snoring and then went to town.
Not really. I mean, we just did whatever, but I mean, depending on whom you were talking of.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I just surprised at Miranda and Steve and their, just their reaction to it and how it's like, well, it's too late now, sort of like, well, no, when you're a parent, you can make a mistake and you can fix it. But their attitude was, well, it's too late now. We've already let it happen.
Yeah, that's not, I don't think that's a great approach to certain behavior that is uncomfortable.
No, no.
It's a
No, that's
two-way
how it's,
street.
yep, yep.
But yeah, we get that, and then the landline rings, and
Yes.
yeah, which is funny, and I think, like, who would do that nowadays? But Carrie would because she's just so Carrie.
Yep. Well, my mother still uses the landline, so
Well, she doesn't have any other options.
she still, even when she did, she still used the landline.
She doesn't even really understand what Wi-Fi is. I'd explain it to her the
I
other
know,
day.
I know, I know. Well, almost 84.
Yeah, it's true. So Carrie calls Miranda, like, and right away Miranda's there. We see that someone did show up to pick up Mr. Big.
Yeah.
So someone did show up. So we're not sure when the call was made, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And I thought it was really sweet when she spent the night and,
Hmm.
rubbing her back and spooning. And I was thinking, yeah, that's what best friends do, right?
Yeah,
When you're sad.
they do everything for
Yeah.
Carrie. Like, they are what Carrie says later on in the episode, ride or die.
That's right. That's right. So, that I felt that was really comforting.
Yeah, they were always there for Carrie. But like the next
Then,
day, Carrie is just she's trying to look for like a funeral home or a place to put Big to rest, and they all kind of look like, I'm trying to think, like retirement
Charlotte.
home.
Oh,
Well, when she was looking online, they just kind of seemed like a retirement home and not so much like a place to have a funeral. It seemed more like a
right.
resting place. It really didn't make sense.
Well, especially since he wasn't old.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was more for like, older person.
Yeah, yeah. And we see that like Miranda and Charlotte are switching shifts. So Charlotte is going to the funeral home that Carrie was looking up. And I guess like before that, we do get a Stanford and Anthony scene where
Yeah.
they make up, which is great. I mean, any scene we get with Stanford is a gift
Yes.
because we don't see him for very long. And I mean, death really puts things in perspective, and they're just like, we're fighting over these petty things, and ooh, what cologne are you wearing?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
That
that's
was funny.
so Stanny.
Yeah. We needed that though, because I think at that point I was like, okay, I need something, I need something, I need something
Yeah,
to make me happy, and other than, the friendship overnight,
yeah,
but that was nice. Yeah.
yeah. Because like, I mean, this. I get it. It's the episode that is going to be the heaviest, but I was hoping for a little more of that break to
Mhm.
break up the tension of the comedy. We get that a little bit. I think some people like were iffy about certain jokes, but once we get to the funeral, I'll tell you about it. I thought certain parts of the funeral were hilarious,
Hmm.
but a lot of people were like, "This is not humor. This is not funny. This is a funeral."
Right. Well, when we get to that part, I'll share how I felt
Yeah.
about it as well. But I did. I mean, come on, when they go to the funeral home
Yeah.
and the person thought that Charlotte was, oh my
That
gosh, the
has to
wife.
that has to be like the worst mistake you can make if that is your
Yeah,
career.
right,
Like
right.
what a mess up. A poor woman. Because like I mean Charlotte is like she's making this whole hullabaloo. I mean people deal with grief differently. I get it, but Charlotte just could not keep herself together.
No, she was because she's still guilty. She feels so guilty.
And she even says it. She's like, I think that you're blaming me for Big's death because
Hmm.
if it wasn't for the concert, blah 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 blah. And Carrie's just like, what? Like, are you kidding? But
But
it's
but she does let it out that she is a little mad.
yes, she does later on.
She does.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But it's like that's not really like. Can we wait to bring that up
Yeah.
later?
Not the time.
Not yeah,
Not the time.
yeah, not the time, girl. Because I
Right.
also was at the same time I'm thinking, yeah, but well, you kind of you kind of
Yeah.
you kind
Yes.
of were part of it. It's
Right.
awkward.
It's really awkward.
And especially like after they decide to leave, Carrie is just really nice to the mortician person. She's just like, it's not you, it's me.
Right.
It's like a breakup story right there.
Right. But of course the woman didn't care because all she really cared about was the money.
The money.
Again,
Oh
the
yeah.
money. Like, oh shit, I lost that sale
Oh yeah.
because I made that mistake. But even
Big mistake.
but that wasn't the reason, and I feel like she didn't really get what Carrie was saying to her. It was all about the money because it's unfortunate, but that's I guess how it was at that funeral home.
Wasn't about money. Is
It's
that what
about
you're
money,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that she wasn't Carrie was really clear. It's not about you. It's not about this place. It's about me. But
Yeah.
obviously that woman wasn't having it. She wasn't hearing it.
Oh well, she's a salesperson. She's gotta get that commission.
That's right. And boy, they get a commission. It's a business.
Oh yeah, it's a business. I even like you see how Carrie is upset with Charlotte because Charlotte is so apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry. Jimmy, I feel like I should be the one putting you in an Uber. And Carrie's just like, yeah, you know what? I'd like to be alone. Like, no, you shouldn't be alone. I'd prefer it actually. Just like slams the door.
Oh no.
She's pissed. Yeah, no, I'll call her. We get another cringy moment with Miranda. It's the whole ID thing at school.
Oh God, that was
It's so
so uncomfortable.
so uncomfortable. Like she tries to like white knight Professor Wallace, and I feel like she was more outraged verbally like after this situation, and just the way that Miranda was like, I just had to say something. I just couldn't believe what was happening. And Professor Wallace is like, did you need to do that?
Right.
Because, like, Miranda's reading this book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. Like, was Miranda racist before?
Well, they say everyone is, so
Yeah, but, like,
to a degree.
I feel like there are better books to read out there to, like, educate and, learn more about history. But it sounded like Miranda legit bought how to be an anti-racist for dummies.
Well, she bought it because of the professor. I don't think it was something that she had before she was in that class. It seems that it was something that she purchased after that uncomfortable moment,
Oh,
the
you
first day of
think?
class. Yes, 100%.
Oh my
100%.
God, I didn't think of it that way. I thought
Hmm.
it was part of her reading while she was trying to learn more about civil rights law or
No, I
no.
don't, I, no, I don't think so. I think she purchased it after she, embarrassed herself in that first class. And then
I
she's trying to figure out how, what can I read to help me be better?
I like that better.
Hmm.
It's the
Which is,
which is fine. You want to learn, great, but I don't know. It just
there are much better books out there for sure.
there are much
For
better
sure.
books out there to read than How to Be an Anti-Racist. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well,
But I do feel like again, they're showing Miranda so her character is just so different from what it was in Sex and the City that I just don't like her. I just
mm-mm.
right now at this point, I just feel like she's making so many mistakes that she would not have made in Sex and the City.
Right. And
So I don't know.
I mean, it becomes more apparent in later episodes. I feel like after this second episode is when the series starts to, I hate to say the word take off, but it moves on with the characters, because like, okay, we got Big died in the first at the end, and now we're dealing with the funeral. Okay, after the
Yeah,
funeral, let's go. It's time to move on, kind of thing.
yeah.
So
I
it's,
did like. Go ahead.
what did you say?
No, I was just thinking about what came next. Just watching because we're back to Charlotte again, right? With the
Mm-hmm.
girls,
Yeah.
and so this was a scene that I really liked. That I just saw how she's really a good mom and how much she loves her girls.
Yeah.
When when they asked her about why do we wear black, and just I thought it was a really sweet moment when she's sitting down, with her arms around the girls. And Harry comes in, and hey, we all love Harry.
Yeah. How's Team Goldenblatt?
Right. Come
Like,
on.
come on.
Doesn't everybody want a Harry?
Everyone needs a Harry.
Yes. Yes. I mean, oh,
Team
my
Harry over here.
yeah, my heart just melted because he loves those girls so much, his three
So,
girls.
so
Yeah.
much.
Yes. That I loved that part.
Yeah, and also you kind of get a moment with Steve, but it's just weird. Like, I mean, Steve has never really been much of a someone who's really good with words,
But and he's
but it just seemed like he couldn't pull out a full sentence. I mean, I
well,
get,
he's just focused on that bike, but the
yeah,
bike.
yeah. It's like blaming the. It's like everyone's got to find something to blame to
Well,
blame. It's
I
like,
know. Well, there are two shows. This show and there's another show where I think it was Succession, maybe, where someone either died or I don't remember what happened, or something happened to them on that Peloton. And I I heard that their stock went down after
mhm.
both of those shows had an issue with someone riding the bike.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone showed up to my work last week wearing a Peloton T-shirt, and I said it to her. I'm like, man, I see that, and I'm getting like some PTSD looking at your shirt. And she kind of like was like, like I'm not the first person to say that to her.
Right. Right.
I'm sure she's been getting it all over the place, especially if she works
I know,
there.
and I even noticed like they have a Peloton shop at our mall,
Oh no,
and I went there recently, and like I feel like the bike has been like the cost is cut in half.
like the Topanga Mall.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's from the shows or just because so many people have one now. So now not as many people are going to buy them. So time to cut the price in half.
I don't know, but I guess now's a good time to buy one if you're wanting to get
I
in
guess
shape.
they have some really good deals right now.
Heck, I'll buy one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll have some fun with Allegra.
Allegra or Allegro.
Ooh, Allegro. Or Allegre them.
Oh my, that's right. That's right. Oh my
Yep.
God. Oh my gosh. All right. So are we at the funeral? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I will, because you bring up sweet moments. It was sweet when, like, after Steve and Miranda were talking, like, yeah, this just, it sucks. And, like, Brady comes in, and Steve just like, come on, bring it in here. Brady's like, no, I'm
hmm.
good. And Steve's just like, well, we're not. And
Yeah.
Brady does hug his parents, and holy shit, he's tall. He's freaking tall.
I know. I was like, how do you get that tall?
Yeah, how did he get that tall? We know Steve's a shorty,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
it
he's got the
was.
red hair. He's got the red hair.
He's
That
got
was
the red hair.
yes. It had to happen.
Yeah, so let's get to the funeral. Carrie arrives with Stanford and Anthony, which is great that she doesn't show up alone. But there's some flowers
Mm-hmm.
on the casket, and Carrie is about ready to go off.
Well, she didn't want flowers.
She didn't want flowers. Period.
Right.
Maybe it's that PTSD from Berger giving her those pink carnations and then dumping her with the post-it note.
Ooh, good thought.
Yeah, and she also beat Big with a bouquet of flowers at their first wedding in the movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, I knew you couldn't do it! I knew it! I am humiliated! Beats him with the whole freaking bouquet of flowers, just
Oh my God.
falling onto the streets of New York City. So yeah, she's
That's right. That's
probably,
right.
flowers probably trigger her.
Mhm. But they did look gorgeous.
They did look gorgeous. Yep.
I'm telling you that. Whew.
That was, honestly, it was very, very classy.
Yeah, yep. She said the lesbians know how to throw a funeral.
Which is like, what the fuck? What does that even mean?
Because it was just beautiful, perfect.
I mean, it was the location
Yeah.
was very very big, and Stanford calls Carrie the Jackie Kennedy.
Hmm. Oh, he just admires her so much.
I,
So,
yeah, but like Anthony's like, please don't tell her that. Oh, I already did.
but to him, that was a nice thing to say.
I believe so. He probably thought that
Yeah.
as like a way of complimenting or giving her, oh my god, you're so strong kind of thing. Which, like, I mean, I can't speak. I haven't like lost someone as like close, so I can't even, I don't know how I would react or how I would be. No idea.
That's true. I was also thinking that, my kids, you guys have not really experienced death.
True.
Yeah, because my father died very young, so you guys
Mm-hmm.
weren't around, and my
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, babies, and even your last grandparent, because she lived in Pennsylvania, you only saw her a couple times, and I don't even
Yeah.
think you guys came to the funeral. It was just, I just think I just went. So,
Yeah, the first time I dealt with death was Amber and my
hmm,
high school boyfriend, both dying in car
yes,
accidents in completely separate accidents, different
yes,
circumstances, different areas, and that's my first. I really think that she was the first time I actually saw a real dead person,
hmm,
and
yeah,
whew, like I still get chills like thinking about it. But since moving to the Midwest, unfortunately, we had Jirok had his grandparents went like the first year, one I believe like the second or third year. So I've
mm,
been to a lot of funerals since I moved down here.
mm.
Not
And
to
see, for
say,
me, I went to so many as a kid. My grandmother would take me every week to a funeral.
oh God, every week.
Oh, when I was a little girl.
Yeah,
I was a little girl, or my aunts would take me. I don't know why, but it was just the thing to do where where I grew up. You just went to somebody's funeral. Okay,
like all right, it's
yeah,
totally normal.
yeah. Oh, but this funeral was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, very, very, very tasteful. Carrie finds out that the flowers were from Samantha. Without hesitation,
Hmm.
Carrie's like, they can stay,
Yep, yep.
which was
That was
nice.
sweet.
I liked that
Yeah.
without the hesitation part,
Hmm.
but honestly, like, Samantha would have been there.
Oh yeah, the real
Some
Samantha.
Samantha would have been there. I don't know if you're like in the first movie when they went to Mexico, Samantha was like, I mean, they all were checking up on her, but like remember like Carrie was like in bed for who knows how many days, but like Samantha fed Carrie like a baby.
Yeah.
And Samantha's like, you can just take a couple bites and then you can go back to sleep. Like they were
Yeah.
understanding but also strict with her. Like you need to eat something.
Yes, that was her maternal instinct that came out, even though she never wanted children, didn't like children, but she actually
Yeah.
had a very strong maternal instinct.
Yes, she did. Or she does. Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know if you heard.
Oh
I
God.
heard something else that they might cast someone else as Samantha.
What?
I've heard.
Impossible.
I've heard wind of that being a possibility. So
That is not good. That is not good.
it's just like they're checking off like this list of let's find out ways to piss off our audience who have been so amazing and following and loving and just still
Look,
talking about this show.
when I was a little girl, I loved Bewitched. Okay, and I was a little girl. I might have been 6, 7, little girl. And when they replaced Darren,
Mm.
the actor, like I was devastated. It was really really hard for me to like watch the show with a total different Darren Stevens. And I was only a kid, so I don't know how I can handle a new Miranda.
Or a new,
I'm sorry, new Samantha. Yeah, I don't know. That might be,
yeah, the one
yeah.
experience I had with a show that Jock and I both liked was Spartacus. The original actor who played Spartacus was in the first season, but no one knew that he was actually battling an illness and he passed away
Oh,
after the first season aired and all that. So they recast it because they did well, they did one season where they went to the past so they can take the time to find a new Spartacus and do all that. So they did 2 more seasons after the second, and everyone had to get used. Like, you want the show to continue? We got to have a new Hercules. So it was like that circumstance. It took everyone a little bit to get used to this new guy, but he was great.
Was it Spartacus or Hercules?
Spartacus. Did I say Hercules?
Yeah,
I knew I
Spartacus.
heard myself say Hercules. I was thinking about Hercules
Okay.
earlier, but yeah,
Okay.
the show on what is it? Stars? I think it's on Stars.
Okay.
Spartacus.
Of Spartacus. Okay.
Spartacus.
You
Spartacus.
know, I know we love Marvel, and I was really happy to hear, at least the last thing I heard is they're not going to recast the Black Panther, which I was really happy
Yeah.
because I don't think you can do that.
No, I mean I don't know. It depends. It depends. I don't know. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Like that circumstance with like Spartacus, I got used to the new guy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I mean, there was no other
How many?
choice, and he was the best out of no other choice.
I know, but Chadwick Boseman, you
Oh,
know, I don't
well,
know. Chad, no.
yeah.
I almost feel like just like Michael B. Jordan's just going to come and take over with his character, you know,
That
even
could be.
though he might be dead, but they might bring him back. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, what about the sister?
I want a sister for sure.
I
Oh yeah.
mean, come on. We finally get to meet Big's secretary.
Oh my gosh, I know.
What was her name? Gloria?
Oh my gosh.
And
Yes, Gloria.
at first it was so sweet. Carrie met her and she was obviously Gloria was she preferred to be called Big Secretary instead of her name.
Yes, because when she said that, you know, they looked at her like that's not appropriate, you know, and that's not, politically
That's
correct.
not PC, Carrie.
Right, right. But and even like sometimes with me because I'm so much older and like now I've got like this is my office tech and um my you can't say secretary anymore, you know, administrative assistant or school administrative assistant, and every now and then like it just comes out and I'm like, God, I'm really old. Like I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that
And
yeah.
it's
I
no
didn't think about that
disrespect.
either.
Yeah, it's no
It's not.
disrespect. But
It's
it's,
just
you know, but
what they were called.
right, right. So there are times I'm honest, you know, I make that mistake myself.
Right, and we make those mistakes, and I'm always here for whatever anyone prefers me to call them. I will do it if I make a mistake. Like I made a mistake not too long ago. Someone came into my work, and I was asking them questions about the service that they were getting, and I had a feeling they were like 16. So
Mm.
their mom was with them, and I had this instinct, but I don't know if it's why I went against my gut to ask what pronouns would you prefer me to call you,
Uh-huh.
because I heard it come out of my mouth and say she, and I felt discomfort right away.
Really?
Yeah, I felt it, and I was like, shit. I felt so bad, and I just kept going with it because I didn't know what their mom would say. Like I
Hmm.
didn't want to cause any rift. Like what if like their mom didn't know yet?
Hmm.
Because I live in the Midwest, so you gotta like.
Right.
Because eventually, the mom came back and ended up like I knew it. My instincts were right. Their daughter wants to be identifies as pronouns are the they them, and the mom's learning how to deal with it, not deal with it, that's like not the right word to say, but still learning. And in the
Hmm.
back of my and I said to the mom, was like, you know what, I will say I felt really bad because I felt it, and I hate that I went against my instincts and didn't ask, but I still tiptoe with stuff like that in the Midwest. Hate to say it.
Yeah. You're the Midwest girl now.
Ugh. That sounds so
How
mean.
did that happen? Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know.
Yeah, but I thought it was really cute, nice, you know, where she was, I guess the funny part was when she was crying out loud.
Oh yeah, but then like freaking Stanford.
Oh my God, he was so
He was
rude.
so mean to her.
That was
Why are we
awful.
giving her all this like which she deserves some type of we deserve to see her, and because we always heard about Big Secretary throughout the whole show.
Right.
But Stanford had to be such a selfish prick, but I feel
Well,
like
I'm the best friend.
maybe I feel like there's a theme with this episode when it comes to people being selfish or thinking of themselves. Not in like in a selfish, like bad way, maybe, or maybe it could be. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true. Well, he definitely, that was a very
He
selfish move.
he was that was selfish. Absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah. But she took it very well, you know.
Oh yeah, she
She,
was like, "Oh yes, I'm sure my name is somewhere.
yes,
Thanks." And Anthony,
yes.
but good thing Anthony was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I could go sit somewhere else."
Right. But I need my best friend on one side and my husband on the other.
Yep. I need this. There's a lot of I.
Hmm.
I
Yes,
need this.
yes.
I know what you're going through. I know
Hmm.
you're mad at me.
Yeah, yeah. But then I thought then later on, when, she was crying throughout the funeral, someone said, oh, well, he was such a,
Well,
what's the word?
oh
What they
well.
say?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
won't say it.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'll say it.
Okay.
Well, we do see that Che came to the funeral.
Yes.
Che's like, yeah, I'm here to, someone you loved. I came here to support you, and I don't know if you know this, but I was a bouncer at a dyke club, and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay,
Yeah. Who cares?
okay,
Because I'm sure it's going to get really out of
it's
control.
gonna it's gonna get crazy.
Going to get
It's
crazy. So I
good.
have to make sure people don't get crazy
It's
at your
gonna,
husband's funeral.
yeah,
Yeah. That was like a line that, okay, I don't know what to say, so let me make up a line. And oh, that sounds like a good one. So,
yeah, yeah. Very that. Yeah, I mean the funeral's fine. Miranda has a very generic. Her speech is very generic. She honestly could have been talking about anybody.
but she didn't write it.
Oh yeah, that's
Carrie wrote
right.
it.
Carrie wrote it.
Right. Because when Charlotte said, oh, that was great, she goes, Carrie wrote it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that detail. That detail.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, it could have been spoken about anybody.
And
Ugh, is that
they
mean?
do. No, no, not at all. Not at all. But because again, that just shows Carrie's sometimes bland personality.
Bland personality, or she
Yeah.
isn't able to let out her feelings yet. I don't know. But I think this is what I found funny. During the movie, like, of Mr. Big's life, we get a cameo of Susan Sharon.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And she says, am I the only one that remembers what a prick he was to Carrie? I thought that was funny.
No, it wasn't to Carrie.
It wasn't to
It was
Carrie. No, she said
no, no,
to
no, no.
Susan Sharon said to somebody she was sitting next to and said, "Am I the only one who remembers how much of a prick he was to her?" Meaning
I
Carrie.
thought oh, see, okay. Well, I thought this, okay.
What
So
did you
they
think?
show Gloria crying,
Yeah.
right? And Che, I mean, really loudly, right? And
Yeah.
Che gives her the handkerchief. And then right at that point, Susan Sharon looked at her friend and said, does anyone remember what a prick he was to her? Meaning, I thought he meant the secretary, not Carrie.
A prick to the secretary?
Yes, yes, because it was
What?
right after. Yes, rewatch it and see because it was
Hold
right.
on.
Yeah,
I
she's
have it
crying
kind of playing
hysterically.
right now
All
on
right,
my phone.
yeah, because she's crying, crying, crying with the loss of Big, and Che gives her the handkerchief, and then they said like she's pretty much like this woman's crying, but he was such a prick to her.
No.
Oh, I'm almost sure that I'm right on
What?
that one. I'm not.
Okay, we're gonna need like some help. Like, anyone that listens to this, let us know what you think. Okay, me, Callie, I'm thinking that Susan Sharon is saying it to her friend that Big was such a prick to Carrie because we didn't really get too much of the big secretary.
No, but she was
She
crying, and
was
it happened,
crying.
and
Yeah.
they looked over at her when it just
Hold on,
look at.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't have the
Look
audio
at.
playing, but
Okay, I even had that in my notes.
wow, that's interesting. Yeah, what do you guys think? Was
Mhm.
Susan Sharon talking about the secretary or Carrie? I thought she was talking about Carrie.
Mm.
That's interesting. I like that. That's
Yeah.
something so different. I
So
love that. And then we get like I love that I don't know if I mentioned this on our last episode. Like they have certain like characters that aren't really like there a lot, but they always say their full name.
mhm.
Susan Sharon, Bitsy Bon Mutfling. I think I've said that already.
Yeah.
But Bitsy comes up to Carrie, and here we go with the I again. Carrie, I know. I've been in your shoes. Nobody knows, but I know. And then she has to say the not so sensitive thing. I'm sure she wasn't thinking that she was saying anything rude, but Bitsy was pretty much saying, at least you get to do a wonderful funeral for your husband. I didn't even get a funeral because this was during the lockdown and no one knew anything about FaceTime. So at least you get to do this. But
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and that's all. Carrie didn't need to hear that.
No, she didn't. And I get certain, this is why I feel weird talking about like people going through like shit like this, because I don't know what they really want to hear. Like, oh, Carrie, I know. Like, I sure, kind of, but everyone's different. Everyone's different. But
Yeah.
anyway, Susan Sharon. I'm sorry, this is so funny to me. Susan Sharon comes up to Carrie and she's just so, like, she's been thinking about exactly every word that she was gonna say to Carrie over and over again, like for who knows
years.
how long. Yes, for
Yes,
years.
For years.
Like, I'm not expecting anything. No mea culpa. No understanding. You know, just fucking tell Carrie that it's okay. I forgive you.
Great.
And freaking Miranda, she's like, she's got her little glass of liquor and it's just like, what the
Of course.
fuck?
She had to have the liquor.
Oh yeah, of course she did. Because yes, we're playing that. But I thought that was funny.
And what was it? Because I don't remember anything from the show. Do you?
The only thing that I remember was Carrie gave Susan Sharon advice to leave her husband. And then Susan Sharon left the husband, and then she started to miss him, and they got back together. So maybe she still has that grudge that Carrie was the one that didn't approve of the marriage.
And they lost time.
Yeah. Yeah. Water under the bridge. She goes, water under the bridge, I guess. just fucking let go. Make things right with Carrie whether she wants to or not. God. I thought that was just so funny.
And especially, like, I was thinking, like, okay, so this might be like the one. I was thinking of those characters, right? Like, this might be the one and only time they come back. So each and every one of them delivered their lines so perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just noticed that too. I'm like, wow, this was like they really nailed those lines. Maybe because that's the only time you'll see them.
Yep, that's all we get. Make it count. Make it count, people.
Make it count. Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about this. You know, you're a mother, so I can't speak on it. But Che is smoking weed with Brady. I don't know. He's a giraffe, so maybe he looks of age. I don't know. And Miranda just goes.
Yeah, of course she did.
Bananas, which I get. He's a minor. You can't mean. Sure, she's in the right. Yeah.
I felt like she was in the right. That's why I was so disappointed in the next scene because I'm like, come on, how could you be nice to this person? You just yelled at her because she gave your son drugs.
Well, it's drugs. The thing is, like, it's Che though. Like,
who cares? You're a mother. You know.
Hey,
I
man.
I would.
You wouldn't
still be mad.
You wouldn't be craving you some Che.
No, I don't care who it was.
We haven't even gotten there, but I had to say it. I was craving me some Che.
No, I mean, look, when you guys were kids and you met Snoop Dogg, I mean, come on, I would not be happy if he did that with my children,
Well,
no matter how. Cool.
I was in elementary school. I wasn't like 16, 17.
I wouldn't. Yeah, but your brother was older.
He wasn't 16, 17.
Still.
Okay.
I'm just making a point that I don't. Yeah. I wouldn't care who it was, Che, Snoop Dogg, whoever. You know, I wouldn't have approved.
That needs to be on a T-shirt. I don't care who it is, Snoop Dogg or Che.
Right.
No one is corrupting my child.
Hey, get that printed and out. Hurry up before anyone else does.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the Super Bowl, but oh my God.
Yeah.
The halftime show. I felt like I was back at home. Like.
But you were. The whole, like, field was covered with the city of LA.
Yes, I loved that
like,
so much. I was like, oh my God, where's my house?
Exactly. I'm like, our house is there somewhere.
Yeah, the house is there somewhere. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
But
digress.
but I have to tell you though, it was mixed emotions and feelings on Facebook with
Of
people that
course.
I know, because I would say people, older people didn't get it, you
Right,
know,
which is fine.
As, especially people that don't live here. Like I think,
Yes.
me, I live here, so it was cool. And
Yeah, you got. I mean, you were kind of around it, and
yeah,
it was for me and my older brother's generation. I mean, I guess maybe my younger brother
yeah.
too, because
Oh, your
he's still
younger brother.
technically like it was for me and my siblings. Like it was for us.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
was for us, and
yeah.
I'll take that kindly and
Yes,
love it
yes,
forever.
yes.
But I mean, with the Che thing, I'm glad that they right away, and also Miranda peacocking at Brady.
Yeah,
Like, excuse me, what? What did you say to me? Oh, whoa. All right, Mama.
yeah. But the best line is, I'm a funeral pot pusher.
A funeral pot pusher. What are you, some kind of? Oh, maybe I should kill myself so you can try crank.
Yep, yep, that was
Oh my
great. I
God,
wrote I wrote
Miranda.
that down too. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
And then, like, right away, Miranda comes back in, and oh, I'd like to introduce to you my podcast boss. Oop,
Oops,
foot
sorry.
in mouth. Oops.
But see, that's what I didn't understand. Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Who
I
cares?
didn't understand why that meant so much, because I don't care that she's your boss. She gave my son drugs.
Yeah. Do you think, like, if it was you, would you have gone up to your friend and be like, "Hey, do you know your boss gave pot to my underage?"
I would have.
You would have. I bet
Yes,
you would have.
yes, 100%. I didn't understand, like, why that made it better. Why did that make it okay?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna cough it up to Miranda being drunk.
Yeah, that's
There we
it.
go. She was just messed up at the time.
She was high herself.
Yeah. But now we're establishing that there, I guess, is. I mean, I don't know if you caught it right away, but I kind of felt, okay, there's a little bit of flirtation going on right here. And we get that oh so magnificent new name that Miranda is given that gets run into the ground over and over and over our freaking heads as if we're not stupid enough. Thank you, writers. Rambo.
Okay, can you explain that to me?
The Rambo thing?
Yes.
Like why the nickname was given?
And is that because she went off on her?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
let's see, like Miranda came out like guns blazing, like ready to go. Oh my God, you're like Rambo, just going off
Oh,
on anyone and just who
okay. That
cares? Yeah,
that was
that's
that
how
was
I what
dumb.
I that's what I. It's dumb, and they shove it down our throats the entire freaking season.
That did not make sense. I didn't.
It was stupid. It
Okay,
was stupid. They needed a
that was
thing.
stupid.
They needed a thing that connected them. Like, oh my God, hey, it's me, Rambo. Remember when you called me that?
Oh, I didn't like it. I did
Yeah,
not like it.
it was stupid.
Yep, yep. And like, well, maybe it was because of Miranda's age. Because Rambo is so long ago and so old. You
Mm.
think she meant it that way too? Like,
What, like Shay called Miranda old?
kind of like Rambo's like that's an old movie.
Maybe. Ageist.
Yeah,
Ugh, Che.
age. She was like an ageist. Yeah, tell,
Damn you,
tell
Che.
the writers.
Che ruins everything. There we go. It's
Tell the
another
writers.
T-shirt. Che ruins everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's right. She did. She is Rambo. Okay.
Yeah, she's Rambo apparently.
Do
Yeah, funeral's over. It's like, all right, now what? Where do we go from here?
they go?
We get another. Well,
Well, I did kind of wanted to say something about the funeral,
yeah.
and I'm actually changing rooms
Okay.
to do that because, as you know, I've got several people that live in my house.
Mm-hmm. You've got a house of
I've got a
peeps.
house full, and your nephew's here too. So,
Oh, is it
but he's
both of them?
but no, just Jaden. He
Mm.
he's in the shower.
Oh.
So, as I was rewatching it, because when I watched it by myself. I didn't watch it with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched it with my husband, who actually his first wife did die, and he had to go through a funeral, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really uncomfortable.
I bet.
It was really, really uncomfortable. And then I thought back to when I first met him, our very first Disney movie that we went to. I don't know if we went, I I don't know who went with us or if we had Jaden by then. I don't remember, but it was Up,
Uh,
which of course I don't know
oh,
if you've ever seen it, but it's about this, couple as they
yeah.
go through life, and I'm just like, oh my
Well,
God, like I can't catch a.
the whole opening scene is watching two people their lives together until one of them wasn't around anymore.
But I think the funeral was the most. It was more difficult to watch because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was a very difficult time for him.
Oh
So
yeah.
so anyway, yeah, I was kind of hoping to not watch it with him, but he just wouldn't leave the living room.
Can you just like can you go do
Yeah,
something?
because I know this is gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh.
So anyway, that was hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. But Charlotte and Miranda, they're gonna pull shifts. Watching over Carrie, which is great, but we get another moment of Miranda acting an idiot, acting a fool. Well, I mean, she's still kind of acting a fool, but I guess she kind of does something right. But we're at the subway where the professor and Miranda both go to at the end of school or class. And then there's this random there's like these random people. One of them's dressed in a Chucky uh Chucky costume,
Ugh.
and someone's like recording it, and there's all this like shit going on, and that's freaking Chucky doll tries to steal a nice purse.
And it had to be what? Oh, please!
Yeah.
The perfect timing, of course, right?
Yeah, it was
What are
just
the odds? You lived in New York. What are the odds?
honestly not no, not a whole lot.
Right.
Not a whole
That
lot.
you're you're going to be.
I've seen some crazy shit, and I've done some crazy shit on the subway, but yeah, that was really weird.
But what are the odds that you're going to see somebody right at that moment when that person is
That
going to steal something?
that too. And I love
Yeah.
and then fucking Miranda, she's like, "What? I mean, I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure it wasn't another white savior moment." And Nia's just like, "Yeah, that's like any good moment. You see someone getting robbed, you have a fucking encyclopedia with you. You use it."
I know that was funny because the whole joke about her, needing books.
Yeah, why don't you have a Kindle? Like, oh, I'm old school. Even they say that, you're old school. And that's when they apparently connect and they're going to become BFFs.
Right. Right. Do you think that do you think that I think she's a lot younger than Miranda though? Don't you?
She definitely
I don't
looks
know.
it.
And
No,
her
no
her
tea, no
husband.
shade.
Yeah, and the husband looks really young.
Yeah,
Her
that's
husband.
very good looking couple. But yeah, the husband definitely looks a lot younger, which is fine. I mean, who am I to
Yeah.
cast the first stone?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. That's why I was like, it's like, oh, well. I mean, hey, look, one of my best friends is 12 years younger than me, so it's okay. It's cool.
yeah, it's true. Like I can see, like, is she like? Honestly, I still see her in her like maybe like my age. Honestly, that's how I'm.
Really? That young?
I don't know. She kind of gives off like a late 30s, like maybe 39, like she's about to turn 40.
Probably because they're still talking about having children. But it's her husband, he really wants to have children. But
Yeah.
that's how I think she's definitely has to be late 30s, early 40s
Yeah.
because
Closer
she's
to
having
40.
difficulties and
Yeah.
getting pregnant
Yeah.
because she's older.
That is very true. And like how I don't know how this works, but have you ever heard of someone delivering a loved one's ashes just out of the blue?
I wouldn't even know that, to be honest, so
I
I
wouldn't
don't
either.
know. I mean, unless she said, as soon as they're ready to deliver them. I'm trying to think about our dogs, like
I mean,
because
that's different though. It's
no, but
I
I think I remember like having it delivered. Yeah, and I didn't know they were coming. They just came to the door,
there's
like in the
somebody at
mail.
the door. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess that's you just gotta
I,
prepare for it, I guess. Ugh.
yeah, I don't know.
And this scene is really interesting because Miranda's already there, but then Stanford comes over and they're doing their kind of thing, which is it's very Stanford and Carrie like having like martinis or tartinis or cosmopolitan, whatever they've had plenty of teenies together.
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I've never been in this like situation, but like Charlotte just randomly shows up because she's being a really good friend.
Yes,
Cool. And
good friend.
Carrie like goes back like Stanford, you have to hide, without like any has like what?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Like I don't know, maybe. Let's see. I think I might have wrote something down.
I mean, unless it's been established in the past that Charlotte has been jealous of their relationship. I don't know that I remember
I
that.
feel like that becomes somewhat apparent on Stanford's last episode.
Mm.
But I don't know if it's more of like a jealousy thing. I mean, yes, there is that jealousy, but Charlotte automatically assumes that no matter what happens, Carrie would call on her and Miranda first. But
Hmm.
Charlotte, she's been a lot throughout this whole process. Carrie obviously doesn't want to be around people. It's kind of like I'm thinking about like Miranda when she was giving birth to Brady. Like she was saying to Carrie, "Now look, I don't want this whole like I don't need the circus. I don't need the oh my god the push kind of thing. Like I don't need all that." And
Right.
Carrie was a good like I'm trying to think of the correct word, but like referee when the nurse started to get all nurse, don't do that. Steve, stop crying. And that's
Right.
kind of what I guess that's Carrie's kind of thing too. And Charlotte she's the emotional one, she's the crier,
Yeah.
but the jig is up. Stanford is a horrible hider. He goes back for his stupid martini. I told you I'm not a good hider.
I know.
God.
Because he had to have that martini.
He had to have that little. I keep thinking of tartinis because I was on an episode.
Hmm. I feel like the first drink was the Cosmopolitan, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
feel like I
was
learned about that drink from Sex and the City.
me too. Me too.
Yeah. I've still never had one, so I don't know.
I don't. I probably ordered it maybe like once, but I've never been a martini type of person, so it just
Yeah.
seems it's a martini is like that's kind of a dated drink in my opinion. I don't know. It's just me.
I've never had one of those either, and I'm pretty dated.
I remember trying a regular martini once when I was in New York and trying it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking disgusting."
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I remember
Okay.
hating it because I don't like olives.
Oh, ew. Yeah. Ew. I don't like green olives.
Yeah, I
I
don't like
like
green
Greek
olives.
olives.
Yeah, I don't like olives. Period.
Oh, really? Oh, I love the Greek.
Mm-mm.
Not because I was raised on them.
Yeah,
Here, eat the Greek olive and the feta cheese. Okay.
yeah. No, it's gotta have the olives. Well, and I get it. Charlotte is very upset, and I don't know. I feel like she's crying for a reason I guess I can somewhat understand, like not being the one, being the friend, but she's still harping on the you blame me for becoming God, whatever she says.
Right, right.
And Carrie's just like, well, no, I like you said earlier, like she says, I am mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I am. I'm mad because I should have gone with Big on whatever that day was. And she does that scream like I wanted to. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
That needed to happen though.
It did. It
Because
did. No,
I was kind of getting tired of it myself. Like, okay, all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can we
Let's
just
get it out.
let's get it out. Exactly.
Right. Right. Because we're not how are we gonna move on
How
in a
are we
show
how?
that, we want to see something good start happening and
Yeah, we want Carrie to get better. We know it's going to take time. Yes. But let's go. That sounds so insensitive, but it's like, all right, let's go. Death is over.
yeah,
It's done.
well it's a show.
It's the show. Yeah.
And if you want me to keep watching, you better get me interested in
I
something.
don't need any more of this morose crap.
Exactly. It's enough. It's
Yeah.
enough.
It's enough. It's too much. It would be way too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing is Carrie lets Charlotte back in, and Stanford gets a joke because the neighbor opens up the door in this like white sweater, pullover, whatever. And Carrie's like, and that's why I call Stanford before you. And Charlotte gets it. Yeah, and the episode ends with Carrie can't sleep, and at the end, her the one voiceover we get of her, and just like that, I found out how long 5 hours is.
Yeah. Because you couldn't sleep.
Yeah, because she couldn't sleep. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I would say you're right. You're right. As it gets a little better the next episode, because
It gets better in a way that I'll feel less bad making fun of it.
yeah, yeah.
Because I am on the fence.
Well,
As
again,
if
and it's also because we know about the actor, and it's like I don't care that he's dead
yeah, I
because
don't care. I don't
right,
care.
like I just don't care because I don't like you anymore. You're not
Timing
a
it was almost
right.
too perfect.
Because we always, come on, we always wanted Carrie with Mr. Big. Always.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. That was like the goal. And then I remember being so happy at the end. Like it was like, oh, I love the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think and it's almost like if that didn't happen, like I think people would be like devastated.
Yeah.
But now it's like, who
It's
cares about you, buddy?
it was the I don't want to say like the easy way, but I think they were more towards like fan service because at the end Carrie says, and the most important relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. And then cut to Carrie's phone ringing and we see that it says John and it's Mr. Big. Like the
Yes.
voiceover and the shot didn't make sense to me because it's the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Ugh, I've been talking all
Yeah, I know
evening.
I know you have.
I am word out.
Oh my God.
But I don't know. Like I wish Carrie was better independent because that's what they kind of came off with like the show, but she was always looking for she wanted something more cookie cutter traditional than we thought, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably just rambling at this point.
But that's her generation too. Don't
Yeah.
forget, like you're kind of looking at her in your generation, but she's closer to my generation, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
So we do like traditional.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we like.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So maybe that's why the show is not going to do well with, a younger audience for sure.
Yeah.
They would, even though they're trying to appeal to the younger generation with all of the changes.
And the wokeness.
But yeah, the wokeness and the relationships with Miranda and Che and the 17-year-old smoking pot and having sex and all those things.
Yeah.
But the true fans are still going to be those of us, my generation and a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And I think for you kind of got sucked into it because of me. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't fully.
I don't know if you would have watched that show, if it wasn't for your mom watching the show. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I probably wouldn't have, if I didn't know about it, I probably wouldn't have watched it until college.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember watching it with my roommate, or maybe that was just something we bonded over with because we both liked Sex in the City and I just so happened to have some of the DVDs. I don't know. But
yeah.
I mean, I definitely am glad it was such a big thing in my life because here I am still talking about it. And with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything's coming full circle here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely enjoyable.
Definitely
and
relatable doing this with you.
Related. Yeah.
But we are going to call it for this episode. Everybody, please, if you don't mind, give us a listen, a like, maybe a subscribe here if you are digging this. Leave a comment, especially about the Susan Sharon comment. Was it for
please.
Gloria or Carrie? We need that.
Yes.
We need that debunked because I'm dying to know.
Right, we'll both rewatch and
Yeah.
see what we think before next episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All right,
All
everyone.
right. Bye, everybody.